18, part 2, coming back. Probably started there. Okay, so again, it is Saturday, April 2nd, 2022. I'll remind you again of Proverbs 10:30. It's 10:30 or 10:31. It says, from the mouth of the righteous comes the fruit of wisdom, but a perverse tongue will be silenced. From the mouth of the righteous comes the fruit of wisdom, but a perverse tongue will be silenced. Oh boy. Is that something funny? I changed my laugh too. It's not so funny. I laughed more in a cooler manner before. Long story. I suppose it doesn't matter. Anyway. This guy's going bright hard right now. This dude coming up. I can't look at the vehicle that much, so it's gonna mess with my eyes, but it seems like an older vehicle. Let's see real quick. Yeah, it's an older truck, bright white lights on it. Modified it with the white light and said, "Bow." So going back to Masonry, or rather the Klan, I can't stress it enough that they merged into the white social club groups that very much dominate society. You think about corporate networks, you think about social club networks. Okay, the Klan, a lot of them are governors and things like this. They were good at networking and achieving position of power. Nathan Bedford Forrest, who was said to start the first Klan, had thousands and thousands of acres of land. He was a wealthy landowner. He probably had more land than Thomas Jefferson, who had I believe 15,000 acres on Monticello. And so during that time, he was as influential as Thomas Jefferson was during the Declaration of Independence, more or less. A very powerful figure, okay, and he was very respected as you know, in the racist white community and in the white social clubs. Okay, William Joseph Simmons, I can't stress this enough, he was with 12 other fraternal organizations. Some people might think this is an insignificant fact. They're retarded. This America is best described as America KKK, not because the KKK dominate America. They don't. It is because the thinking the philosophy, the shared cultural values of the Ku Klux Klan. Okay? See, basically it goes like this. I'm going to try to break it down for you very simply. Basically, a bunch of racist white people before the Klan who were like, let's do something about controlling people more. Let's control the women. They want to control the money, so on and so forth. And they're saying, okay, let's put on sheets, let's burn crosses. They were basically occultist-like, right? I'm pretty sure we can all agree the Klan was an occult secret society and a terrorist organization, okay? So they say, let's burn crosses. They compared it to the signal fires of the Scottish clans, right? They're called the clans, right? The Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, one of the most powerful and largest factions of Freemasonry, Albert Pike, and so on and so forth. They talk about the degrees, right? The three degrees of Masonry: entered apprentice, fellowship, and master Mason. Then it goes on to various degrees, right? The York Rite, the Scottish Rite, and whatever else they have going on, Eastern Star, and so on and so forth. Okay. There's other groups like the Shriners and so on and so forth, and they do all kinds of cute little white supremacist things, right? These are white cultural supremacists. Okay, the Knights of Kadesh, the Knights of Malta, right? The Knights Templar. These are white organizations. So when black people form Masonry, and Prince Hall, what have you, Eastern Star, the black people in the Eastern Star, okay, and obviously there's other races there too, and that's considered the largest faction. And last time I checked, okay, they are whitewashed. Okay, Knights Templar were not a black organization. Masonry is not a black organization. It started in England. So when these guys, even if they argue that Masonry comes from Egypt ultimately, you know, that's like saying white people come from Africa ultimately. So it's okay, you know, so you're being black when you're being white. Okay, there's some truth to it, but we all know it's baloney. So what had happened was these white-themed organizations that existed before the Klan, some of them became the Klan, and then they went back to the organizations, and some of them left the Klan and joined these other organizations. Okay, these social clubs. Those organizations, social clubs, and secret societies and college frats we have to this day. Okay, so the college frat alumni, basically a bunch of white racists in college, they graduate and they join Freemasonry, and they're already used to being in a fraternal order, a fraternal society, the Greek societies of college. And Greece, obviously, is a white nation. It's like the foundation of mainstream white culture. Okay, Greco-Roman foundation. So these are racist white people who are ultra proud of white culture, who are like, screw these other races, okay? And at some point they say, let's put on sheets and terrorize them. Then they say, let's put on police uniforms. Let's put on, you know, and they already have the uniforms on to some degree, right? They're already police officers. So the Klan itself is an example of a white racist organization accepted by the mainstream that became the governors and so on and so forth. Then the other racists, this is what history always downplays, the other white racists during the time, okay, cracked down on them. It's just like during the Civil War. The North wasn't anti-racist. The Northerners were a bunch of racists, okay? They just happened to have a different way of applying racism, okay? The Klan is just a way for mainstream white America to channel their racist animosity and say, fuck them, okay? Especially because they perceive a lot of blacks to be more athletic than they are. That's part of why sports were segregated. They say, fuck them. White power means we have to be superior, mind, body, soul, and spirit, right? Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. So imagine how Michael Jordan fits into that. Jackie Robinson, okay? Ali, Tyson. They said no. So that's why so often in sports, you have white coaches. They're trying to put themselves above them, okay? Above everyone else and above poor white people. That is their way of thinking. And they decide what cultures are allowed. Why are there so many black and Hispanic gangs and so many black and Hispanic people in prison? Why do the Asians come here and sometimes they join gangs? There's Asian Crips, there's Islander Crips, you know what I'm saying, Tongans and Samoans and so on and so forth. Why do these other groups of people take on that same mentality, that same model? Why don't they say, hey, let's have martial arts societies, let's have regular social clubs? Why do they say, let's be gang members? And they have red and blue, right? Red, white, and blue on the flag. It's also the colors of Hathor in Egypt, the spangled, what have you. I forgot the exact term they use, but it's connected to Hathor and the occult. And of course, there's the Phoenix bird. University of Phoenix, the Phoenix program in Vietnam. What was the Phoenix bird? It was a bird that would burn itself to ashes, and then it would rise from the ashes. Okay, it's a symbol of renewal. It's a symbol of transformation into what? From tribal, caring peoples around indigenous peoples, transforming themselves into urban satanic cult groups, cult themed and run groups. Why do the gangs use symbolism and colors and numbers? Okay, the third letter is the C, the 13th letter is the M, the 14th letter is the N, and of course we have these occult symbols in the gangs in Chicago because these are white social club created, like Frankenstein created organizations. And they say, if you are black, be a token minority, be a gang member, be a thug, be a wannabe, but don't be great. And don't transcend the system of white supremacy. And that is why I'm targeted. And that's why it's racism. And it's also, I'm being fumed and being confused and so on and so forth. They keep me from writing on pieces of paper because then when I touch the paper, it causes numbness of the body and so on and so forth. Okay? They're keeping me from water with high technology. I could probably drive across the state and I still have the problem. They put something in the food, in the water, and in the air that they can remotely access and cause various cognitive impairment activities so they can propound white supremacy. Now people say, oh, but this is exactly what they were looking for in MK Ultra. Okay, when we look at the Project Artichoke, Project Naomi, what happened in France, I believe it was, a whole city got sick because they put something in the bread, in the bakery, right? So when these people went to get their bread, they got sick because this was the main purpose of MK Ultra, which is cult ram scrambled. Okay, an anagram with 2 words instead of 1. The main purpose was to drug the population and to single out political dissidents and people who shine outside of the social club order for extreme targeting. And this is another reason we need a war on poverty plan to break the power of white social club supremacy and their token minority allies. Okay, and have a moral order and not an immoral, pagan, materialistic kind of child molestation, pederasty, pedophilia, sexual sadist order,